Some people collect tiny figurines. Others may collect black and white photographs or crystals. She collected and accumulated thoughts and ideas. Her house was littered with them. These ideas were so bright, in fact, that the illumination which had emitted from her house could be seen from miles away, pouring out of every window, out of every crevice, even the goddamn chimney. At first, the beautiful, eye-piercing glow had been mistaken for a swarm of fireflies hovering above. It was quite a sight to behold. The light cascaded down the hilltop of which it was perched, which resulted in a continual wave of brilliance rolling through the hills, emptying out into the town below. The house was regarded by the neighbors as evil, as was the occupant. I myself did not believe so. I thought that she was just misunderstood. No one had ever said her full name, out of fear or simply an uncaring manner. Her name was Penny. As the story goes, at one time she attempted to share her feelings with anyone who would listen. Well thought out insights about the world around them. She was a single woman living alone, therefore she was never taken seriously. Sadly, not even by other women. She was repeatedly laughed at and mocked, and as time wore on, eventually feared. The outcome was her apparent banishment. That was one of 100 theories. Penny's house was the only one the neighborhood children neglected on Halloween. No one dared to even venture near that hill. Some even ran away screaming when their friends urged them to walk by it. Just the mere suggestion incited fear and panic, which would cause them to frantically run in the opposite direction, arms flailing in the air. Even the Jehovah's Witnesses disregarded this house. I was 8 or 9 years old at the time, but I can remember this so vividly. It's permanently etched into my brain. One night, I summoned up the courage to venture over to this house. With a flashlight in hand, I snuck out through my bedroom window, still in my footsie pajamas, and made my way to the feared House of Light. The rocks that lined the pathway up the hill tore into the soles of my feet. I looked back a few times and watched the safety of my home disappear into the distance. After what seemed like an eternity, I climbed over the black iron gate that encircled the house and cautiously walked over to the back window. Then I stood on my tippy toes, brushed aside a curtain of cobwebs, and peered in. Instantly, I fell backwards from an explosion of light. I must have hit my head on something because I had awoken to find myself back in my bed, with an ice pack pressed against my forehead. I had no recollection, nor do I now, as to how any of that happened. The sun had just risen and seemed to be taunting me. Jagged slivers of light illuminated my failure. I didn't think that I could possibly sneak out again. Not until later that evening. Despite a monstrous headache and throbbing feet, I raced back to that house, nearly passing right by it, because the illumination had dissipated. The house was now shrouded in complete darkness. The only signs of life were the bats that spilled out of the windows. Penny was gone. She must have packed up and moved away, taking the illumination with her. Or maybe, just maybe, it swallowed itself up from its sheer brilliance. Or perhaps she had finally unleashed it out into the world somewhere. Several decades later, I drove by that house. Or should I say, where the house once stood. It had been torn down years ago and turned into a vacant lot. I sat in my car for a few minutes, nervously twirling my hair around my index finger, and wondered where she could have gone. I also had wondered if all of those ideas she had kept hidden for all of those years had ever been shared with anyone. Just as I was about to start my car and pull away, something that appeared to be glowing in the middle of the parking lot caught my eye. I squinted and clutched my chest as I cautiously approached it. As I got closer to this glimmering object, my heart sank with disappointment. It was just an old penny shimmering in the sunlight. I'm not sure what I had expected, but my soul yearned for answers. Answers I had hoped would magically appear before me. Well, as the saying goes, a penny for your thoughts. Or I guess in this case, mine.